How can we stop competing with loudmouths at work for visibility and start gaining status and raising our level of power in one fell swoop? Let me show you how. Okay, you ready? Somebody says this to you in a meeting in front of everybody. Look, I don't want to name names, but a few people have mentioned that you're difficult to work with. Here is what you say back, word for word, okay? Write this down. Well, an accusation like that would certainly be serious if it were founded, but it isn't. Because if it were, you'd have said something specific. So it's actually concerning that you would attempt to publicly smear me in this meeting and waste everybody's time with this, but you already know this, don't you? That's it. It's called the simple flip. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you the 4-part formula and the word-for-word scripts for the 3 attacks that you're actually going to face: the anonymous smear, the public smear, and the loaded question. All right, let's go. First, the part that everybody skips. You cannot do this in the moment if you have not done it before the moment. Under pressure, you do not get better. You get wherever you practiced. So if you never practice anything, what comes out is what came out the last time: the stammering, the over-explaining, then 3 days of replaying it in the shower going, oh, that's what I should have said. So this is not a video that you watch. It is a script that you rehearse out loud in the meeting, out loud in the car before in the meeting, and then you can say it in a boring way, okay? But let's talk about this. Remember that people who want understanding ask questions. People who want control make accusations. An accusation with no behavior attached isn't a conversation, it's a setup. The simple flip puts the tactic on trial instead. There are 4 moves, all right? Move 1, the condition. Well, that certainly would be serious if it were founded. Notice what you did not do. You did not deny it. You didn't admit it. You didn't ask who said it. You took their accusation, set it on a shelf, and you put 1 word in front of it: if. That word moves the whole thing out of the category of facts and into the category of unproven claims. You did it sounding completely reasonable. You even agreed with them. Conditionally. Nobody can call you difficult for saying that would be serious. Now, move 2. This is the tell. This is the one that makes the whole thing airtight, and this is the piece that most people leave out. But it isn't, because if it were, you'd have said something specific. You just proved their claim is empty, using their own behavior as the evidence. Not your words against theirs, their conduct against them. Because think about it. If there were a real incident, a real thing, something you actually did, they would have led with that. People with evidence lead with evidence. Nobody says, some people have concerns, when they could say, on Tuesday you hung up on a client. The vagueness is the confession. Fog is not a style choice. It's what people use when they've got nothing. And now everybody in the room knows it because you said it out loud in 1 sentence. Move number 3, the swap. This is the flip itself, okay? So it's actually concerning here that you would attempt a public smear in this meeting and waste everybody's time with it. Notice how I reused the word concerning, and I swapped the subject. They put your character on the table. You quietly took it off and put their behavior on it instead. And notice, there's no name calling here. You never said they're a bad person. You named the behavior specifically, which is the exact thing they failed to do. Everybody in that room feels that contrast, even if they can't articulate it, okay? And the little phrase, waste everybody's time. That's not filler. Now you are not the guy defending himself. You are the one protecting the room. And you just recruited every other human at that table. These attacks work in the dark. You turn the light on. And move forward. This is my favorite. The trapdoor. But you already know that, don't you? Now count their options. They say yes. Well, congratulations. They just admitted that they did it on purpose and wasted everybody's time. Or they could say no. No, I didn't know that. And now they announce to the room that a grown adult doesn't know that smearing somebody in a room like that is totally out of line. Or option number 3, they say nothing. They laugh it off. They change the subject, and everybody there just watched them fold. 3 doors, all 3 open to the same floor. That's what a trapdoor question is. A question with no good answer, asked in a completely pleasant tone of voice. Condition, tell, swap, trapdoor. That's the simple flip. Now let's load it into 3 attacks, okay? Now before the scripts, this is one technique out of a whole system that I call the Never Defend Yourself Again course. 8 modules, blindsided, ambushed, ganged up on questions you never answer, shutting down toxic people with the exact words the workbooks, the phrase banks. It's what I wish somebody had handed me 20 years ago when I was the one going home replaying meetings all night long. The link is below, and founding member spots are limited. The price goes up when they're gone, so grab it. But attack number 1, the anonymous smear. Here's how you spot it. Listen for the ghost. Everybody thinks. Some people have mentioned there've been some talk. I'm not going to say who. People are concerned. Don't take this the wrong way, but there's no accuser, no incident, no date, no behavior, no example, just a cloud with your name on it. And that's not an accident. It's built that way because you can't defend yourself against fog. Nothing solid to push against, so you flail. And flailing looks exactly like guilt. Here's what most people say. Every one of these loses. Who said that? You just accepted that it was said. Now you're begging for evidence in their courtroom. That's not true. You just entered a plea. Not guilty is still a plea. Well, I've been under a lot of pressure lately. You just confessed to something that nobody's proven yet. Here's the flip, word for word. An anonymous claim like that would be serious if it were founded, but it isn't, because if it were, you'd have brought me a name and a specific example instead of some people. So what's actually worth addressing and is serious is repeating something from a colleague with no evidence and no source attached to it. But you already knew that, didn't you? Calm, almost serious, no sarcasm. Remember that sarcasm hands them the high ground right back. Once you're done, you stop talking. The number one way to lose people after a perfect flip is to get nervous in the silence and keep going. That ruins your status. Don't do that. Let it sit. The silence is doing your work for you. Silence has a job to do. Now the public smear. This one's different. Here they actually own it. They'll say something that sounds real. Their weapon is not the content, it's the audience, okay? But we'd be on schedule if certain people had done their part. I mean, you dropped the ball on this one again. It's not what I heard. Said at a meeting, said in a group thread, said at dinner with your in-laws sitting right there. The math is simple. They could have come to you privately, and they chose not to. That choice is the entire message. And that choice is what you are going to name. Well, if there were substance to that, this would be exactly the wrong room to bring it up in. And you'd have brought me the specific moment, not the general complaint. Since neither one of those things happened, what we should probably be talking about is why this got said in front of everybody instead of to me. But you already knew that that was wrong when you said it, didn't you? Every person in that room is now thinking about their choice, not your performance. And you never once addressed the ball that you supposedly dropped because that was never the real conversation. And when they come back with, whoa, I was just being honest, you've got this line. Honest is fine. Truthful to my face is even better. Are you good with that going forward? Another trapdoor. Watch them try to say no to that one with witnesses. And listen, if your hands just got cold imagining that feeling, that's not weakness. That is an untrained reflex. Reflexes are trainable. That's what never defend yourself is. The drills, the scripts, the phrase packs, the danger phrase and elimination list. So the calm version of you shows up instead of the 3 a.m. version. The link is below. Do it before the next meeting, not after it. And here's attack number 3. The loaded question. This is the sneakiest one of them all because it's dressed up as a question and we were raised to answer questions, right? Why are you being so defensive? Do you even care about this team at all? Are you going to drop the ball again? When did you decide it was okay to talk to me like that? The accusation is not in the question. It's underneath it, baked into the assumption, which means any answer confirms it. Why are you being so defensive? The second you answer that, you've agreed that you are defensive. And if you say, I'm not being defensive, you sound defensive. It's a rigged coin. So the rule is, you never answer a loaded question. You answer the assumption underneath it, okay? Well, that question's got an assumption built into it. If that assumption were true, it would be a fair question and a serious one. And you'd have given me the specific moment that it came from, but you didn't. So the question itself is the problem, not my answer to it. That's really serious, but you already knew that when you asked it, didn't you? And if you want the short version, just a 5-second room full of people version, I'm not going to answer the version of that question with the accusation built into it. If you want to ask me the real one, I'll answer it. Go ahead and do that. Watch what you did. You did not stonewall or refuse to communicate. You offered to talk. The second they are willing to get specific, it's not defensiveness. That is a standard. And standards read as power and high status in every room on earth. So there are 4 delivery notes. Because you could have perfect words and still lose the room. 1, Flat tone, no heat, no sarcasm. The moment you sound wounded, you look like the accusation might be true. 2. Slow. Half your normal speed. Speed reads as panic. 3. Pause before the trapdoor. 1 full beat. That pause is the sound of a door closing. And 4, this is the one that everybody ignores. Once you're done, stop talking. Don't soften it. Don't add no offense. Don't fill the silence. You already won. Every word after what you say hands the power back to them and the status with it, okay? So now here's your homework. Think of the last time somebody did this to you. You know the time. Write down what they said word for word. And now write your flip underneath it. Condition, tell, swap, trapdoor. Then say it out loud 10 times until it's boring. Boring is the goal. Boring is what overrides adrenaline. And put it in the comments. If you put something in the comments, I will write the flip for you. So here's what I really want you to take out of this. You've been believing for years that you just explain it well enough, they'll stop. They won't. Explaining was never the way out. Explaining was the trap. You don't need a better defense. You need to stop showing up for the trial. The full system, all 8 modules of Never Defend Yourself Again, the workbooks, the script library, all of that is in the link below. Founding member pricing, and those spots are going quickly. So if this one technique landed, that program has 100 of them. Subscribe to this channel. The next lesson I'm going to be giving you when people have been clearly talking about you before you walked into the room. Subscribe to this channel for that. And subscribe to this channel because what we are forming is a coalition of people who are lifting one another up and out and refusing to let one more person disappear just because they don't know what the signals are or how to respond to them when they recognize them. Not anymore. Join this channel, join us, and together we can lift one another up and out for good.